Welcome back, guys. This is Doug with Basement Level Magic, and we have just opened up our first hand with this blue-white flyers-ish deck. A two-lander without a 1 or 2 drop probably needs to be a mulligan. Ooh, that seems worse. But I think we keep it. And we'll put the Avenger on top since we can wait until turn 4, clutch occurrence something in. Oh, and we're against an aggressive strategy too, most likely. So this is going to be ugly. It's going to be real ugly. But I guess we got to play, so. We just need to draw some gas. Opponent has a flyer too, doesn't match up against ours very well. Unfortunately, I drew another 4-drop. And we already have our 4th turn planned out. That looks extremely slow the way it came out. And hopefully we can get stabilized before things get nasty. But we're taking 2 this turn, and at least 2 next turn. Well, that's actually not a bad draw. So things start happening next turn. I think, unfortunately, we have to wait on the dampening pulse till turn 5, which is a bummer, because we have to get something on the board here. But we do get a little bit of a tempo boost. And opponent did not cast a colorless spell, so that's actually pretty nice. Oh, we could be in some trouble here. And the real shame is that we can't awaken our clutch cards. But I guess that's just the way the cookie crumbles. So what do we want to bounce? I guess we want to bounce the commando. And I guess the reason for that is that either way he pumps his other creature if we bounce one of the colorless spells. I really wish the Avenger had oh, I don't know. I wish I had vigilance. But I think we've pretty much locked him down at this point, and the dampening pulse is definitely going to help. Let's see if we got a combat trick coming at us. No, we do not. That's nice. Hopefully his best play is just replaying. No, I guess that's different, so that's okay. I guess if he wants to cycle cards, we're okay with that since he has to discard. Alright, so we can actually play the dampening pulse and an expedition envoy, which I think, or we could play an expedition. So the best use of the mana is to use a total of 5, which we can do with the expedition envoy and the dampening pulse. Otherwise, next turn we'll have 6, and we can hard cast the Avenger. I think what we're going to do is just go ahead and attack. And play the dampening pulse in the expedition envoy. Do we want to play the envoy? So we can keep the envoy in our hand and play the Avenger for its surge cost next turn, but we don't have to. The only thing that might make us want to is if we draw another card that we could play if we only spent 3 mana on the Avenger. But I guess if that happened, it would have to be less than 3 anyway, which means we could just cast it first and then cast the Avenger. So I don't think there's a real downside to this. And most of our opponents' creatures are now pretty blanked, or legitimately blanked. So he can start drawing for stuff. Maybe it was wiser to just get the flyer on the board. I mean, he does have a flying blocker. So only having one, maybe he doesn't realize what the race is really consists of. And we can get a little extra damage in by attacking and him not blocking next turn, and then playing the Avenger after combat. Especially now, I'm glad I didn't play the Avenger. I'd rather he not know we have a second one. He can attack freely with his Zada's Commando for 1. I won't block that. I need to draw some gas, though. I'm not sure that counts. We'll go ahead and play it, though. I mean, these Avengers are pretty expendable considering we have 4 of them. But we don't have any attacks on the ground. We have attacks in the air next turn. And we got good blocks. So I think we're in an okay spot. This is another Oath of the Gatewatch game where both sides are going to completely stall out. Thanks to dampening pulse. Not super relevant, the trample. He still doesn't have attacks. He could probably start cycling cards. He still has 1 in hand. So do we want an isolation zone? I think we'll go ahead and attack in the air, hopefully getting a block. Or even not getting a block, that's okay too. I wish we had the BFZ 3 and 2 white flash enchantment rather than this one, because the blocks would have been a heck of a lot better if we had prowess. But this Ondu champion is sort of the only problem card we've come across, so we might as well get it off the board. And everything else we can handle right now. I even think that trades benefit us. That's fine too. Might as well. I think I probably would have drawn the card, but I don't know what his last card is. Maybe it's something he definitely wants. We did see some excellent black rares, and 1 black mythic that we took off the board. If your opponent doesn't have a... Oh, that's pretty good. No, currently no creatures in his graveyard, though. And still no super good attacks. I guess you can start attacking with the Null Caller and Zada's Commando. That's a pretty good draw. We want to try and get the block now, especially since we know we're going to have a another flyer next turn. Yeah, perfect. Maybe you should have had one extra Eldrazi Sky Spawner in the deck. I think there's a good argument for that. I don't know if you can have too many. But our opponent lost his only flyer. He does have something in the yard now that he can use to make a zombie with. But I don't know if that's all that relevant, since now he's taking 5 in the air unless he plays another flyer, or is somehow able to remove some of these creatures. So Visions, I assume, is going to go on the Avenger. Yep. So you just have to be able to get ahead on the race, and then you can use your creature again. How do I attack with the Commando? So he has to be able to cast something in order to kill both of them. But he had no cards in hand, so I mean, it's, if you ask me, it's a fair trade. Clearing off his board is good for us. He can make zombies, yeah. Drawing cards is actually pretty good for us too. Do 5 damage to him, do 3 damage to us. I think we're okay with that. You start making zombies. So we want some more chump blockers, that's for sure. Try to keep it close and doing a pretty good job of it. He has no more cards in the graveyard that he can use, though, to create a zombie. Silent Skimmer is a bit of a problem because we can't blank its damage, nor can we block it. Or I mean, it blocks us well. We can't kill it. So we need another isolation zone. Probably we'll just get rid of this thing. Draw some cards. So we got our isolation zone. I think, what do we want to take? That's a tough call. I could see taking the 1/4 Null Caller, but I think the Silent Skimmer is the one that's really going to lose the game for us. So we want to get that off the board. That allows us to attack. I think this turn we're only going to attack with the Sky Spawner. Preserve our life total just a little bit. get another Jawar Isle Avenger. I don't know. I think they probably created that creature just to mess with the streamers and the YouTubers. So we have lethal in the air next turn if our opponent doesn't do anything. Metal Drone doesn't change that. So he's got to attack pretty much all out here, right? That doesn't really do anything for him. He can create one more zombie. Also doesn't do anything for him. He has no cards in hand. So I think we've already just won this game. All we have to do is make sure that our creatures survive. Two of our flyers, right? Because we can play the Expedition Envoy and win that way. So he's threatening us with 2, 3, 4, 5 damage. Yeah, I was gonna say there's no reason to even block. And we're ahead on the clock, so no worries. So do we want to change anything? We could put in the Blighted Woodland, the 2 blinding drones. And probably that's it. So we take out a plains, maybe a slip through space, a plains, and what? Searing Light actually has a ton of things. He has like a ton of like 1/4s. Searing Light is pretty good against this guy. Afro Protector maybe? I don't know. I think holding down the floor while we fly over top is pretty much our game plan. No, I think we just... I could see taking out, actually, Tazri. So what am I probably going to go do? Just go grab a Spawnbinder Mage? Nah, we'll run it back. We spent long enough looking at it that he'll probably think we changed some things, even though we didn't. One drop we can't play. One drop removal spell we can't play, and a 3-drop. I don't know if this is fast enough. Ugh. I'm gonna keep it. I don't think it was a good keep, but I'm gonna keep it. 3 lands, 4 spells, and 1 that we can cast. I think we're probably okay. And we have a few turns to draw. I mean, it would have been nice if we drew planes that turn, and we could have just got our Expedition Envoy out there, but either way. Planes, no. It is something we can eventually cast, though. We have the blue mana. So I guess we just wait. Essence Depleter, excellent card. Not liking our chances this game already. Well, there it is. So I think we want to just play this in the Sky Spawner. Next turn we play Expedition Envoy and Avenger. And we're back in the game, I think. We still need a second We still need a second planes, but other than that, I think we're in good position. So he's willing to trade. I think the sooner we get the flyers out of the way, the better. So I'm okay with that. I'm okay with getting a trick out of his hand too, since we're going to have a much better flyer next turn that I'd rather he not use the same trick against. Yeah, I think we're good with that. And actually, this is good too. One more mana, we can play Ondu War Captain, or War Cleric, and Avenger. So we'll go ahead and pass to our opponent. See if he's got any more tricks up his sleeve. He's down to 2 cards now. He can do 2 damage now with the... Oh no, he's 1 short. So actually, a Plains is a good draw here. Oh, wow. Alright, so we can go Ondu War Cleric and a second Avenger, which is probably the best play. Or we can do Expedition Raptor. I think I'd rather turn both of our flyers into 4/4s the following turn, so I think I want to do the Ondu War Cleric. See if our opponent wants to block this. No. This card has been very good. I like this Juar Weil Avenger a lot. And we can start gaining life with the Ondu War Cleric now. He can do 2 damage with his Blighted Gorge. Don't think he can attack here. That's actually an excellent draw too, because now we can leave up the Searing Light. Get in for 8 and have lethal next turn in the air if he has nothing he can do. Oh, so he'll block. So it is going to take at least 1 more turn. So he's not attacking. That's nice. Oh, I'm sorry, that was the end of our turn. I don't think he can win this race. He has Trample. I don't think there's a reason. I mean, I could put the Scion and the Envoy in front of him and then tap the Envoy before he dies to gain some life. Kill it. Yeah, I'd probably do that. If he decides to attack. And if he wants to use a combat trick for this, that's also fine. And he has no flyer, so really, I think we basically got him here. Let's see what he attacks with. As any two of our creatures is lethal next turn. I have no other allies, so this can trade at this point. Opponent's digging for something. I thought I'd do an all-out attack, see if I'd block. I guess it doesn't really help him. He needs removal for... Yeah, that doesn't help either. He needs removal for 2 flyers. So this has been a good first match. The first time I tried to build a blue-white flyers deck in this format, I don't think I had the efficiency in mind, and I definitely wasn't playing... like Expedition Raptor in it. I was playing more of the Battle for Zendikar flyers that I was used to, and I think these flyers are better. Thanks for watching, guys. This has been Doug with Basement Level Magic, and we will be right back with round 2.